The Tale of the Kind-Hearted Farmer. Once upon a time, in a small village, nestled between rolling hills and green fields, there lived a kind-hearted farmer named Sam. He was a simple man, with a heart full of love and a smile that could brighten even the gloomiest days. Sam lived in a small, humble hut on the outskirts of the village. He worked hard from sunrise to sunset, tending to his small plot of land, growing crops, and caring for his animals. Despite facing many hardships and challenges, Sam always wore a cheerful spirit. The villagers admired Sam for his unwavering optimism and generous nature. He was always willing to help others, sharing whatever little he had, even if it meant sacrificing his own needs. One year, a terrible drought struck the village, and the crops withered away under the scorching sun. The villagers were worried and didn't know how they would survive without food. But Sam, with his resilient spirit, decided to take matters into his own hands. He gathered the villagers and said, "Friends, let's work together to dig a well. We must find water to save our crops and ourselves." Everyone agreed, and they spent days digging the well under the hot sun. Sam worked tirelessly, inspiring others with his determination. Finally, they struck water, and the joyous cheers echoed through the village. Sam's farm became the lifeline for the villagers during the drought. He shared his water with everyone, ensuring that no one went thirsty or hungry. The villagers were grateful beyond words for his selflessness. As time passed, the village prospered, and the drought ended. But Sam's generosity didn't stop there. He decided to teach the children of the village how to read and write, using the little knowledge he had. Every evening, children gathered around him, eager to learn from the wise and kind farmer. One evening, while sitting by the fire, Sam shared his dreams with the children. "I wish to build a school for all of you," he said, his eyes shining with hope. "So you can have a bright future and make this village proud." The children listened with wide-eyed wonder, and they promised to work hard and make Sam's dream come true. They spread the word about the kind-hearted farmer's vision, and soon people from neighboring villages heard about Sam's remarkable story. Moved by his noble intentions, kind souls from near and far contributed whatever they could to support the building of the school. With everyone's help, the school was constructed, and children from all around came to study under Sam's guidance. As years went by, the village transformed into a bustling community of joy and prosperity. The school produced brilliant students, and Sam's legacy of kindness and knowledge spread far and wide. Though he never became a wealthy man, Sam was the richest in the hearts of the villagers and the countless lives he touched. His selflessness and love made him a true hero, and his story inspired generations to come. And so, in the small village, surrounded by hills and green fields, the legend of the kind-hearted farmer Sam lived on, a beacon of hope for all who learned of his extraordinary life. A simple life of Raj. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a poor man named Raj. He had a simple hut and struggled to make ends meet. Raj worked hard as a farmer, tilling the land and growing crops to feed his family and the villagers. Life was tough for Raj and his family. They had very little money, and sometimes there wasn't enough food to go around. But despite their hardships, Raj always wore a warm smile and had a kind word for everyone he met. Raj's biggest joy was his family. He had a loving wife, Rani, and 2 young children, Rahul and Riya. Even though they had little, they were content and grateful for the love they shared. Raj's days were spent tending to his crops and caring for the animals. He would wake up early in the morning before the sun had risen and work till late in the evening. He knew that hard work was the only way to provide for his family. The villagers admired Raj for his humility and compassion. He was always willing to help others, even when he had little to give. If someone fell sick, Raj would bring them homemade herbal remedies. If a neighbor needed a hand, Raj would be the first to offer his assistance. One year, there was a severe drought in the village. Water was scarce, and the crops were failing. Many villagers worried about how they would survive. Raj faced the same struggles, but he refused to lose hope. With his determination and a little help from the villagers, Raj dug a well on his land. It was hard work, but finally water was found, and the well became a lifeline for the entire village. Raj shared the water with everyone, putting the needs of others before his own. Despite the hardships, Raj's family always ate last, making sure that others had enough to eat. Rani would cook simple meals with the little they had, and they would eat together, cherishing the moments of togetherness. As time passed, the drought ended and the village slowly prospered. The villagers were grateful for Raj's selflessness, and they decided to help him in return. They brought seeds, tools, and even livestock as a token of their appreciation. With the support of the village, Raj's farm flourished. He was able to grow more crops, and his family's life improved. But even with his newfound success, Raj remained humble and continued to help others. As his children grew older, Raj taught them the value of hard work, kindness, and compassion. Rahul and Riya followed in their father's footsteps, and the family became a symbol of hope and unity in the village. The villagers often said, "Raj may be a poor man in wealth, but his heart is rich with love." And so, in the small village, the real-life story of Raj, the kind and humble farmer, lived on, inspiring generations. With his resilience, selflessness, and the true meaning of being rich in the heart. The magical friendship tree. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village, surrounded by lush green fields and gentle hills, there lived a humble man named Ravi. Ravi was known by all as the village's beloved poor man. He lived in a small, tattered hut at the edge of the village with his wife, Leela, and their 3 young children, Anu, Rahul, and Priya. Life was not easy for Ravi's family. They didn't have much money, and their hut was simple, but they were rich in love and contentment. Ravi worked tirelessly as a laborer, earning a meager income that barely met their basic needs. Despite their struggles, Ravi never complained and faced each day with a hopeful spirit. Ravi was known for his kindness and willingness to help others. Whenever someone in the village needed a helping hand, Ravi was there, ready to assist with a smile on his face. He would lend tools, share his food, and even offer his time to work on others' farms without expecting anything in return. The villagers admired Ravi's selflessness and admired his unwavering determination to provide for his family despite the challenges. They knew that if they were ever in need, they could count on Ravi to help them in any way he could. One year, a severe drought struck the village, and the crops withered under the scorching sun. The entire village was worried about their livelihoods. Even though Ravi's own family was affected by the drought, he continued to share what little he had with others. One day, the village council decided to organize a meeting to discuss the drought and find a solution. As the villagers gathered in the community hall, Ravi stepped forward with a suggestion. "I have an idea," he said humbly. "We can all come together and dig a big well in the center of the village. If we find water, we can share it among all the farms and save our crops." The villagers were impressed by Ravi's proposal and decided to act upon it. Everyone joined hands, and day after day, they dug tirelessly, hoping to strike water. Ravi worked side by side with his fellow villagers, his dedication and optimism motivating others. Finally, their hard work paid off, and water was found deep underground. The village celebrated the discovery with joyous cheers and gratitude for Ravi's idea. From that day on, the village prospered, and the bond between the villagers grew stronger. They supported each other in times of need, just as Ravi had always done. Ravi's family, too, benefited from the water. Their crops flourished, and they had enough food to feed their children and themselves. Ravi's children were able to attend the village school, and Ravi dreamed of a better future for them. Over the years, Ravi's children grew up to become hardworking and compassionate individuals, just like their father. Anu became a teacher, Rahul a skilled carpenter, and Priya a caring nurse. As they looked back on their journey, Ravi and Leela felt immense pride in their children and the life they had built together. They knew that the true wealth of a person lies not in material possessions but in the love, kindness, and support they give to others. And so, in the peaceful village, the real-life story of Ravi, the beloved poor man, lived on, a testament to the power of compassion, unity, and the joy of giving. The Poor Man's Treasure. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and a winding river, there lived a poor man named Ramu. Ramu was known for his warm smile, gentle nature, and hard-working spirit. Ramu lived in a small, rustic hut on the outskirts of the village with his wife, Sita, and their young daughter, Lada. They had very little, but they made the best of what they had. Ramu worked as a farmer, tilling the land and tending to his crops, while Sita took care of their home and their precious daughter. Despite their humble circumstances, Ramu and Sita were content. They loved each other deeply, and their daughter, Lada, brought them immense joy. Every day, Ramu would come home from the fields with a handful of wildflowers for Sita, and they would share stories and laughter by the light of the setting sun. One year, a harsh monsoon season arrived, bringing heavy rains that flooded the fields and washed away their crops. The village faced tough times, and many families struggled to find enough food. Ramu and Sita knew that they needed to find a way to support their family. So, they decided to collect firewood from the nearby forest to sell in the village market. It was hard work, but they remained hopeful, knowing that every small effort could make a difference. One day, while gathering firewood, Ramu found an injured baby bird in the forest. It had fallen from its nest during a storm. Without a second thought, Ramu gently picked up the bird and brought it home. "Look, Sita," he said, showing her the tiny, trembling bird. "We must take care of this little one until it's strong enough to fly again." Sita smiled. "You have a heart of gold, Ramu. Let's nurse it back to health." They named the bird Kuki and lovingly cared for it, feeding it small grains and keeping it warm. Little Lada was fascinated by Kuki and helped her parents take care of the little creature. As the days passed, Kuki grew stronger under their care, and soon it could flap its wings. One sunny morning, they took Kuki outside and watched as it flew away, chirping happily. Lada clapped her hands in delight. Just then, a magical thing happened. The village chief, who had been observing Ramu and his family from afar, came forward. He was moved by their kindness and hard work, even in the face of adversity. "Ramu," he said, "your compassion and dedication have touched my heart. I want to help your family in some way." Ramu and Sita were taken aback by the chief's words, but they gratefully accepted his offer. With the chief's support, they were able to rebuild their farm, plant new crops, and provide a better life for their family. The villagers, inspired by Ramu's selflessness and the good fortune that followed, also came forward to lend a helping hand. They collaborated to build a small community school, and Ramu became the village's first teacher. With Ramu's guidance, the village children received an education, and they learned not only reading and writing but also the values of compassion, hard work, and unity. Years went by, and the village transformed into a close-knit community where every person helped one another like a big family. Ramu's family prospered, and they became known not for their wealth, but for their kindness and willingness to give back to the village that had supported them. And so, in the peaceful village, the real-life story of Ramu, the beloved poor man, lived on, a beautiful tale of how a simple act of kindness can change lives and create a world filled with love and togetherness.